Hey, Keith here. Oh, man. It's been a couple weeks. So, got a lot going on. Let's start from the top. So, my big race was going to be Challenge Daytona, but I got my wires crossed. So, I was going to sign up, then my wife was going to sign me up, and then guess what? I talked to her. She's like, "No, I didn't sign you up." I'm like, "Well, I didn't sign up." So, I was gonna look at doing a sprint to do a 105 and maybe get on the podium. That was kind of what I was looking at to try to close my season out for the year. So yeah, went to sign up a couple of days before the deadline, I thought, and it said they're not taking no more signups. So guess what? There's always next year. So I guess my last race of the year was going to be, Panama City Beach, Ironman, Florida. The full, did that November 2nd, 13 hours, whoop, whoop. And then I did a little 5K on Thanksgiving. I had about a 7-minute pace. I did it in under 23 minutes. So it was a sub 23. So I'm just looking for, power. Looking for PR this time around, this training year. And also, too, finishing off my season. I've done the Ironman training plans for the half, the full, pretty much everything you can think of. Sprint, they have it all on their Ironman college website. So I feel like I did pretty good. But I'm like, well, I could probably do better. I can do my own training plan. I know what my body takes, what my body can go through, how far I can push myself, with my PR and my times and, this and that. So I have this brilliant idea. I'm going to do a training plan around, wait for it, your family and your friends. And of course your own schedule, because we're all busy. We all work full-time jobs, so we train part-time. As part-time athletes is what I would call it. So this is what my training plan looks like. Friends and family training plan. And it'll start out off-season and in-season. So off-season, simply you'll train 5 to 10 hours a week, an hour on certain days, and then you'll have off days. Of course, I'll go over the details. I'm not going to go over the details now because it'd be too much. So, and then when you get up to your race that you selected, because remember, if you're going to choose this life, it doesn't choose you. If you're going to choose this life, you have to think about your friends, your family, more importantly, because they're your support and your cheer team, if you will. And you have to think about yourself and your time. Time management is key. So once you get closer to your race, I would say 12 to 14 weeks, then you're gonna peak out your training. You'll be doing, 10 to 15 hours, depending on, what race you have planned. So 5 hours off season, in between races, so you can stay fresh, keep your body, I call it lubed, if you will. Keep your body lubed up, keep it going, keep the mechanics, loose, if you will. So you figure 5 hours a week off peak, and then peak, we'll step it up to 10 to 15. Then that way, you can spend time with your family, enjoy what you do, do your training, do your job, do what you're good at, do what you like, and then part-time athlete. Boom, you got it. So I'm gonna do it a couple of different ways. I'm gonna put it in a calendar form, I'm pretty sure, or I'm gonna do, something easy like a PDF, something that I could just send to you and you could try it out. Hey, don't knock it till you try it. So that was my big surprise, Challenge Daytona. Number 2 is the training plan, friends and family. Number 3, wait for it, 2 races next year, 2020. Haines City, 70.3 in Haines City, Florida, Ironman. And Chattanooga, full. I think it's gonna be 144 or something, I think, because I think it's like 116 on the bike. So it's gonna be not 140.6, it's gonna be 140 something. So that's to come in September, I think. Don't quote me on that. I'll definitely, get the dates, once we get closer. So that's kind of how I'm gonna start my next schedule out for next year for my races. My 2 so far. There'll probably be a couple of small ones in between. Just kind of like a, wake your body up race, especially for the transition. Transitions are very important, especially when you're racing. So you can kind of do it not at your own pace, but at your race pace. So I think that's pretty important. Oh, tonight. Oh my God, I almost forgot. So I have a tip, and the tip will be, because it happened to me, it's gonna happen to you, is when you're training, it's one thing, but when you're racing, make sure you're tightening your cleats on your bike shoes. How many people did I see on the side of the road on the Panama City Beach race for Ironman on November 2nd, the full? They literally was off their bike on the ground, had their foot in the air, and I'm like, what in the world is going on? I'm like, oh, they forgot to tighten their cleats. It happened to me. I'm riding, I'm 50 miles from home. I got 2 bolts holding my cleats in, and my cleat almost comes off. My foot comes off the pedal, unlocks. I'm like, what in the world's going on? Luckily I had a tool and I tightened it up, or I'd probably still be there, because it's hard to pedal a bike without your cleats. So tighten your cleats up. Do it like every other ride. Kind of like I'm in automotive, so I would say the old ways was when you filled your tank up, every other tank you checked your oil. Half the people don't even know where their dipstick is. Let's just face it. But whatever. So every other oil change, or every other tank of gas, I would say, not oil change, every other tank of gas, check your oil. It takes 2 seconds. So we're gonna compare the two. Every other bike ride, check your cleats. It's pretty easy. It takes an Allen, you probably got it in your Allen kit. Tighten it up, and that's all it is to it. Easy peasy. So that closes off this segment. You got a tip, you got my race schedule, you got what's going on with my training plan. So I don't know, I think it was a good video all in all. And then as far as my training tonight, my off-peak training is just going to be an hour bike ride, 15 to 16 pace, just easy, loosen up the mechanics, what I say. Yeah, I had a great night. I am really pleased with everything. This video is going to be really good. I feel really comfortable. The more videos you do, the more comfortable you get. So I encourage people to do vlogs. And it takes that one to get you in the door to YouTube. Remember that one video that just, interests people, whatever that may be. So have fun. Be courageous. And laugh a little. Lighten up. Have fun. Don't make this a job. Enjoy it. So I want to thank you guys for watching the video, and I'll see you on the next video. More to come.